In the air over the Mackenzie Valley, Captain Devin Brooks and Buffalo Airways C-46 crew are heading toward the tiny community of Delaunay.
Guess I forgot she's a little cold. The old girl don't like going out.
Yeah, just a normal Monday morning, 2 stops, Delaunay first.
Today's delivery is the main source of food and supplies for their 2 stops.
What, you just quit?
And in this record cold winter, it's the worst time to lose a cockpit heater.
That whole week was just a nightmare. 46 below with the wind chill.
You know it's cold out when the f***ing heaters just drop 40 degrees.
As cold as it might get inside the plane, the plunging temperatures have been much harder on the isolated towns below.
For the 6 years that I've lived here, this has been the coldest, harshest winter that I've experienced.
It was 43 in the wells. Oh yeah, brutal.
The morning weather calls for minus 43 in their final stop, Norman Wells. And the town might have a much bigger problem.
Trade Roger, I have a message when you're ready to copy. Go for 5-8. They want you to call company there. Apparently the power's out in the wells. Oh, great. We're in the f***ing 2 below, man? Are you f***ing kidding me? We got Oh, no.
If the electrical blackout has hit the natural gas plant, the town could be stuck without heat. The crew's first priority is to make their delivery here in Delaunay.
Nice one.
Now Devin needs to get an update from Buffalo about their final stop.
Can I use your phone for a second?
Yeah, Devin. Yeah, Norman Wells is out. Yeah, power. Yeah, we don't know. Yeah, just come home. Yeah, we'll try again tomorrow. Thanks.
The whole town's blackout. All of Norman Wells. At 43 below, it's pretty much a state of emergency, so they're heading, nobody wants their food, nothing's open, because nobody wants to open their doors. They'll lose 10 degrees of everything right away, so.
It's terrible timing for Norman Wells.
Oh, God, the power goes out just on the worst possible days, doesn't it?
Yes, boy.
Oh. Well, let's go.
There's no delivery to the wells today. And until Buffalo can get them their food, the town is in crisis. Early the next morning, the latest cold snap has hit Yellowknife, and the timing couldn't be worse.
Oh, it's so nice and cold out there. Oh, okay. So Norman Wells, the power's being put back on. Somewhat everything's back to normal, but the extra 6,000 pounds has cost us now to get the DC-4 ready. You know, it's minus 40 out there. They got the 4 engines. It's gonna take them a bit, but we're gonna get everything going and race against the clock, get the food delivered. So, these boys got a big job ahead of them. Morning, Buffalo Airways.
The DC-4 has the size to deal with the backlogged load, but it's been sitting frozen on the ramp for a week.
That one and that one. Hey, pretty much if it's not running right now, it's busted.
Co-pilot Graham Ferguson is going to need every frost fighter heater on the ramp to get the plane thawed out.
F***ing cold.
What kind of temperatures are we dealing with today?
I don't know. It's minus 49 with the wind chill. It's f***ing cold. Any exposed skin is burning. Most places, they won't even let you out there if it's that temperature. They'll let you out there for 5 minutes at a time.
But Norman Wells can't wait for better weather.
It's life or death. They need those supplies to live. Because of us, they have food on their shelves. Without us, it's really hard for them to survive.
We'll leave the heat on it until we got everything, and then we'll go.
F***ing cold.
Captain A.J. DeCoste and his crew need to get in the air now.
I
had 5 supposedly working frost fighters, so I should have been okay. Of course, one of those bit the dust on me, and I'll pull them off this side, I'll get them started on this side, then we'll do the other side.
You're thawing everything. Cables, wires, hoses, gauges, radio instruments, everything. And nothing works in the cold.
Normally we'll have about an hour of heat put onto the cockpit, so it's all hot, warm. They didn't have a heater available, so the cockpit was basically frozen before we got going.
It moves and it bounces. You can fire out the right side, then I'll intent the left side.
Great.
Does that sound like a plan?
Yeah.
They need to be absolutely certain that the engines are warm enough to fire up or risk mechanical failure in the air.
Watch yourself, I'm starting them up.
Down there, check the brakes here. Roger. Whoa, I think they work okay. Yeah. 517 DC-4, looking to go VFR to normal well, 6,500 feet, looking for the runway 34, and run-up is required.
Before they can take off, the crew needs to perform a vital test.
During our run-up, we're required to check draw on the feathering pumps, which changes the angle of the propeller in case of engine failure.
If the pump doesn't work, the plane isn't allowed to fly.
That is quite the fucking drop. Yeah.
One of the feathering pumps is draining too much power from the engine.
I don't like that draw though on number 3 though on that feathering pump.
Again, it's 54 below out, so the pumps and the oils are pretty cold.
Well, let's take a look and see what I'm looking at out here. Did she feather or start you? And the feathering pump itself. I got no oil, no puddles or anything out there. I want to be able to feather that engine if something happens. Yeah.
When an engine dies in flight, the flow of air still forces the propeller to rotate. The feathering pump turns or feathers the propeller blades, so they no longer catch the wind. If the prop doesn't feather in time, the windmilling can create so much drag, the plane could become impossible to control.
If it feathers, we go. If it doesn't, we go back.
It was our bad for kind of checking it as long as we did, because we could blow the motor.
Don't work. What do you want to do, Jay? Go back.
We came back because that's a no-go item. You can't feather the prop, you can't go. Period. Simple as that.
If they can't get going, there will be a hungry town with no food, and Joe's reputation will be on the line.
What are you gonna do? You get that airplane going as fast as possible.
It's getting even colder, and this time they need to make sure they get the plane fully warmed up.
What's going on here? Well, we activated the number 2 feathering pump, feathered the number 2 prop. So that's no good. Like the rock too. Holy shit. It's Buffalo, we gotta get a job done. I mean, anyone who's here is called in to help, you know, we gotta just make sure, you know, we get heat on what we need to have heat on.
That's the only dock pictures?
Pretty much we had every heater we could be working on back on that airplane.
There's another new little one in VAQ. Cold, brother.
Now the cold is striking at another part of the plane.
Notice the oleos, which is the shock absorbers for the main gear, were low. Because it was so cold out, it wasn't holding the air. The airplane's telling you it doesn't want to fly. It's too cold to go. Like, the airplanes have personalities of their own, and they tell you when they want to fly. So we say, no, 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 you're going today.
And even as James works on the oleos, the frozen engine is still refusing to warm up.
You gotta go get those big heaters. You gotta try to get the heaters. Yeah, get that thing out of there. We get a stronger one in there. I got it coming. You're too far behind. Dude, you got your engine frozen.
The flight is already 3 hours late, and for Joe, that's unacceptable.
It never works. You guys get our do a home and start over. That's why this is a bad. You got to do a little more heat to that engine frozen up. How long you been parked here? 20 minutes. Came back right now.
It was not AJ's fault at all. My responsibility to make sure there's heat on that airplane. We're juggling around a bunch of frost fighters. One of the feathering pumps didn't get heated quite well enough. It comes down to me. There wasn't enough heat on the airplane. It was my fault.
Joe's calling in the big guns. A monster heater known as a Herman Nelson.
The Herman Nelson and the DC-4 team in the world together, they're old school technology. They give out 400,000 BTU continuous.
A frost fighter is like a fart in the wind compared to a Herman Nelson.
The thing with the Herman Nelson is they run a larger fire risk. Like with a Herman Nelson, you should have somebody watching it 24/7.
If you don't understand how it works and you're not willing to learn how it works, it can cause you a lot of problems. And we found that the new generation of pilots and mechanics just don't have what it takes to run a Herman Nelson.
Today, Joe's old school solution works out.
Ground, Buffalo 5729, DC-4 on Delta.
Second time we taxied out, we actually went out as we should have the first time. The airplane was properly heated up.
Takeoff briefing as brief. Free takeoffs are done. Lineups are next.
It was fit for flight, which it should have been the first time.
Okay, just look in the green. Jerry looks good to hear. Jerry, you're 60 knots, your wheel. C1. C2. You're up. 4 ground machine up. Lots up. Here they come.
Shit happens. You deal with whatever you got and get her done.
But getting off the ground is just the beginning of their problems. In the air south of Norman Wells, AJ and the DC-4 crew are hoping they've left trouble behind. But there's a new problem brewing.
The batteries must be... Yeah. Look at it right now, it's at like 28. Yeah.
In the air, we noticed that our electrical system was kind of low. So we were hoping that everything would be fine and dandy once we hit our first destination.
Well, we'll check them again in a while. Big.
The crew's counting on the engine to charge up the battery. But in this cold, they can't really count on anything.
Wells radio 5729, starting final 09. Buffalo 5729, roger, wind 070 at 6. 10598. Oh, I'm sorry. Did we touch the ground? Oh, hey, we're here, finally.
The crew's made it down, but will they be able to leave?
When we arrived to the ramp in Norman Wells, we discovered that our batteries hadn't fully charged on our leg up.
Without that 28 volts, you can't really start the engines at 50 below.
If all the engines stop spinning, there will be no way to get them going again. The DC-4 and the crew will be stuck. But AJ's come up with a solution.
We're leaving one engine running because it appears we got some trouble with our batteries. If we don't, then we won't be able to start when we go to leave, so we have to leave one running, basically.
Right now, this engine will keep the power flowing. But once the crew gets in the air, it's going to make them wish they'd stayed on the ground. On the ramp in Norman Wells, the crew is finishing up the last of their offload.
You're pushing out the last pallet. You're looking at an empty airplane, you're feeling pretty good.
The DC-4's prop is still spinning.
We're leaving an engine running while we're down because our batteries aren't charging. They're low voltage, it's not enough to start our engines. If we were to shut down right now, we'd be stuck here.
Being stuck here would be a bad thing?
Being stuck anywhere is a bad thing. We have to stay on schedule. Job well done, all we gotta do is get home. Next stop's Yellowknife. Hour and a half. Probably a little bit more.
Cow flaps, boost pumps, time is noted. Ready on the right. So 1 and 4 first, nice and easy. Power set. 360. UI. E2, rotate. Rotating. Positive rate. Gear up.
As AJ and crew head south, their trip is about to get a lot more complicated.
We're on our way home. We were at about, I would say, 3,500, 4,000 feet in the climb.
Engine fire. 3. Here's fire.
The engine fire in a DC-4 is a pretty serious event. You got about 2 minutes before that wing's coming off.
The DC-4's wing holds hundreds of liters of aviation fuel. The crew needs to cut off that supply to the fire.
Number 4 is on fire.
But they're not sure which engine is burning.
Number 4? Confirm number 4.
I said engine 3, but that's not the engine that was on fire.
Yeah, number 4 is on fire.
It's not number 3. Don't do anything to number 3. It's number 4.
In 5 seconds, you could be in a state where you can't get that fire out.
We're going to pull number 4. Okay, number 4 mixture is cut off. Number 4 fuel selector off. Boost pumps off. Generators, number 4 is going off. Okay, firewall shut off. Number 4 is pulled. That's confirmed. Okay, the fire light's gone out. It's confirmed the fire's out here. Okay. Yeah, fire's out here. It is out, eh? Yeah, the fire's out.
I'm not gonna lie, you know, if we would have kept that engine going for another minute or so, we would have had a serious engine fire.
You shit my pants.
They've starved out the fire just in time. But killing the engine is only the first step.
And the very next thing you do is you feather, so you lose all that drag from that windmilling prop.
Number 4 is better. Is it better or not? No, it's still spinning.
The prop blades are refusing to rotate out of the airflow.
Okay, how about now? Yeah? Yeah, she's still spinning. How about now? It's still spinning.
If the dead prop keeps catching the air and spinning, it could create enough drag to pull the plane right out of the sky.
AJ hit the feathering button and it popped out off.
But she's still spinning.
So AJ makes a split-second decision.
We slowed down just a tad. I think it was like a knot or 2.
How about now? Yeah, she stopped. She's feathered. We're good.
And it was enough to engage the button and completely feather the prop, so it would stop spinning.
Number 4, confirm. Confirm number 4. That was a good drill. Thanks. I don't know about you guys, but that woke me up pretty good.
Once we had it feathered, the fire was out. On our way home, looked out there. Okay, yeah, I still got three good engines. We're still flying along.
Buffalo 5729. You can check that we're inbound leave. Done a precautionary shutdown of our number 4 engine, be advised. 5729, okay? Did you want the truck on standby at all, or is that not necessary?
That should not be necessary, sir.
5729, we've left space on runway 34.
You see the lights of home after the mission, it's always a good sign. Good feeling.
It's a good end to a difficult day, but the temperature's still dropping, and the cold is going to spark a whole new set of problems tomorrow.
Well, see, the thing is, they were out there pissing with those feathering pumps. Nobody took charge.
In the Buffalo hangar, Joe's not happy about yesterday's DC-4 freeze-up on the ramp.
Because it's set for 4 days at 40 below in that wind. Yet, everybody arrives at work later, and everybody gives me an opinion of what I should do or what I shouldn't do or how I should run it. So I need a few guys out there doing it instead of telling me how to do it. I know how to do it. I'm on time. I'm here. I did my job. I gotta get those guys to do their job with an airplane that's warm and serviceable. Not one that's froze up. Going off half frozen and 3 hours late.
You guys think that they got all this time, but when I arrived there, when it taxied back, we had 5 or 6 people out there.
Shouldn't have taxied back in.
And it may, and it will again.
You can either do it the right way or you can argue about it.
I'm not arguing.
And the problems keep coming for Joe.
Come on, hurry up. Toby, come on. Hurry up, get in here.
The mechanics are taking too long to close the doors in this -40 weather, releasing thousands of dollars of heat to flow right out of the hangar.
Can't breathe the hangar. For 2 days now.
It's not looking like Joe's due for a happy birthday.